Hello. 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 Are we talking today, baby? Hey, I'm packing orders. We packing orders today, baby. This is a sippy cup. Hey, YouTube, it's Eve. Please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Subscribe, y'all. Subscribe, y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is my little sippy cups. These are the sippy cups. These are $35 and up. They come with the top. Well, you can't see the top because it's clear. But this is the top. It comes with the little mesh baggie. And it comes with the straw and the straw cleaner. So these are going out today. I have 3 of these going out for today. Where's the plastic? But the mesh baggie, you can carry it in. This is from Eve and Things line. You can always order at my Instagram page, EVE_DA_weave WEAVE. You can always order from over there. These orders they go out every day. I got orders shipping out every day for the rest of this month right here, and then I got orders for October already. So like I said, if you want to order a sippy cup, a thermos, anything like that, or order a pair of sneakers, this is the baggie for you to carry your cup in. You can always carry. I always carry mine in this type of cup. Hi everybody, how y'all doing? Packing orders. These are going out today. So, we are talking about the Braxton family values and do they really have a value? Okay? Because it's going down over there with the sisters. Okay? You see the thumbnail I had to put up. Everybody was talking about it yesterday. Now, my thing is, I remember when Braxton Family Values first started and they started doing all the remember when they had TD Jakes up there trying to get things situated over there before um Tracy passed away? And remember when they had Ayala up there? When they had Ayala up there, I always felt like I always felt like they tried to shut Tamar down all the time. Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you. I do to myself. They just the strips. I don't do the individuals because I don't see what's the point in doing the individuals if you can find the strip the same way. And I ordered them right off of Amazon. Yes, and I am an Amazon representative. Amazon is getting ready to have a prime sale October the 7th and the 8th. Get into it. Fill up your cart. Things is going on sale over there at the Amazon. Okay. But I always felt like they tried to shut Tamar down when Ayala was up there. That episode when they was having therapy with Ayala, and she always said that they ambushed her on that episode with Ayala, those couple of episodes with Ayala. So the reason why everybody, if y'all hear drilling, is construction going on. Oh yes, my daughter orders off of Shein all the time, all the time. She loves some Shein. She loves some Shein, and I've gotten a lot of sets of lashes through Shein too. But I always felt like they always tried to like minimize Tamar's words. And I always remember when Tamar said that she was touched on, I'm going to say that, touched on by both sides of her family, which is the mother side and the father side. And don't quote me on that, but I believe she said it was definitely multiple times that she has been touched. Okay, then that's Tamar. So when the niece comes out and says that she was touched by one of the husbands, I'm not shocked. And everybody, when it first came out, everybody was speculating which husband it was. I'm gonna tell you which husband it wasn't though. It wasn't Vince. I'm gonna tell you why I know for a fact it wasn't Vince. Because Tamar and the niece get along. At one point, when Braxton Family Values first started, you used to see the niece. The niece sings too. She was a backup. That's how I remember the niece so well. She was a backup singer for them. So when she says one of the husbands touched her, she confided in Tamar. When she first came out on it, it was on TikTok. She have a TikTok account and she told her story. And I feel like it wasn't the first time they heard that story from the reaction that Tony Braxton gave Tamar at that table. I'm sorry. I know Tamar does a lot. Now, we was just talking about Tamar a couple of weeks ago with the whole Funky Dineva situation, and that was wrong on her part. But when it came to her niece, it's something different. It's something very different, and something is definitely going on there. Something definitely happened. Somebody touched that. Somebody touched and did something to that niece. Okay, being that we talking about your panties, please like, share, and subscribe on the panties. I listen, Linda. So I always when the niece came out and told her story, Tamar, when the blogs picked it up, Tamar instantly jumped in there and said, "Niece, please come talk to me," because the niece don't even live here. The niece don't even live, I don't think, in the United States of like she lives abroad to get away, and that's what was said. You understand what I'm saying? And with Tony giving the reaction that she gave, if y'all don't think that reaction was crazy, that reaction was very much crazy, and it was given somebody's guilty, and you don't want nobody to know who's the guilty party. Now, Tamar, because it was on. Shout out to the neighborhood talk. It was on the neighborhood talk. It blew up on neighborhood talk, and we're gonna go through the comments and everything because I even had to say something because I've been watching Braxton Family Values from the very beginning. Like, I remember how they used to treat Tracy on the show, and I didn't like it. I did not like it. I did not like it, and I understood why her and her husband stayed in their bubble. And even down to last season, when they had the son up there, Tracy's son up there, I didn't like that because they was trying to exploit it. And that's just how I felt. I felt like they didn't have enough of a storyline, and I felt like a lot of those aunties over there, Tawanda, being very phony towards Tracy's son. She was calling him a name that did not. We was like, we never heard you call your nephew this name before. Like, what are you talking about right now? And I didn't like it because me and my daughter was sitting back watching it, and we was like, this is coming off a little weird. Like, this is coming off like fake, phony, fraud. This is coming off like, no, he was looking at her like she was very weird. Like, why are you acting the way that you're acting towards me? Remember that, y'all? And then the nephew got into some police trouble or whatever. He was supposed to go to court and all of that, and he had to talk to them via Zoom and all of those things. And the cops was knocking on the door. I remember that. I'm telling you, I remember. My brain is like an elephant. I should not remember all of these things because it upset me because Tawana just comes off to me, and she's always came off like that. I feel like Tawanda. Let's talk about Tawanda for a minute. I feel like Tawanda feels like because she doesn't look like them. She don't. Let's be clear. She don't look like them, and I feel like because she feels like because she does not look like her sisters in them, she comes off like she has an attitude. I remember at one point, Tamar and Tamar and Tony were very close at one point. Now it's like pineapples. Like what is the problem? Like what is really the problem? And I believe the problem is now the niece. And let's get into some things, okay? Shout out again to the neighborhood talk, honey. Because they have it. It says, oops, Tamar and Tony Braxton go at it. Tamar claims she was sent a cease and desist for inviting their niece Ashley on her podcast to discuss the alleged abuse from the father, her father, and her uncle. Lock it. Tamar says Tony actually wanted the niece to appear on their TV show. And then it says in parentheses, don't you effing go there, Tamar. Like, basically, Tamar was saying that Tony Braxton wanted the niece to be on there. But now that they're in front of the cameras, she don't want her to be on there. And I'm going to tell you why I believe Tamar. I believe Tamar when Tamar says that Tony wanted the niece to be on there. But I'm going to tell you why Tony backed down from that. I'm going to tell you why I believe her. Because Tony in her thing, in her monologue, I'm going to let y'all watch it. It says that she said that she called Tamar's podcast the Chitlin Circuit. And that caught me off guard. Like, why would you call your sister's podcast the Chitlin Circuit? Like it's not big enough. Like it's not a big enough platform for Ashley to tell her story on. And I'm going to tell you what it is, though. Let me tell you what it is. I believe that y'all all wanted the ratings to go on Braxton Family Values. Y'all didn't want Tamar to get that credit on her podcast by herself. So now that you on the show and you talking about it, now you trying to back down. I don't believe Tamar's lying. And half the comments tell me that Tamar, people feel the same way I feel. I feel like Tony is full of crap. I feel like Tony feels like she's so much bigger than, you know what I'm saying? And she is. She is the bigger Braxton if you look at all the Braxtons. She is the bigger one. But let's be clear on whose show and who started, who got this together. It was Tamar and Vince that got this together. And now it's Tamar. She's the one behind Braxton Family Values. So my thing is, yes, Tony, you are the biggest sister, the biggest star in the family. But Tamar's right there. Tamar's there. Whether people like it or not, Tamar's there. So let's get into what had to be said on Braxton Family Values because it went down.
I wanted her to come to a safe place. All of this happened right before we started shooting season 2 of The Braxtons. Next thing I know, y'all tried to shut down my entire business. Don't say y'all. Sending a cease and desist is shutting down my business. Hello. Hi. We have had a series of unfortunate events in the Braxton family lately.
Well, we were told that you didn't want to film with us.
Well, you already know why I want to film with y'all.
Wait a minute, hold on. My niece Ashley, who we love very much, posted her videos on social media with some accusations about her family. My family was a little surprised.
Well, there was a lot going on the internet.
Tamar announced that she would be interviewing our niece Ashley on Tamar's podcast. I didn't think it was a good idea.
I am getting Ashley here. You're not going to make me feel bad about that. I wanted her to come to a safe place to tell her story. And all of this
Now, I'm gonna tell you what, how I feel. You're full of it. So let's go to the next slide.
The system is this. I got a cease and desist before Ashley was on my podcast. I didn't even say anything. I was not involved in any way, shape, or form of sending a cease and desist letter. My name was nowhere on it. Nobody wanted to come to my defense. So you're gonna sit there and say, Tony Braxton? Tony Braxton, I got Tony Braxton. No, Tony Braxton ain't never had your back. I got Tony Braxton. I want to be, I want to know record. You want to say, I don't have your back? You didn't have my back with a heavyweight. Don't put me, Tamar. Don't with Tony Braxton. And then when Tony said we need to have her on the show, I told you we need to have Ashley on the show. I never say that. I never said that. She's lying. I said just show her the Chitlin circuit, and we shouldn't do it. You said have her on the Braxton show. This is not the forum. Who said that? This is not the forum. State that. Don't you go there. Don't you.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna do that one more time, and I want y'all to catch it.
The system is this. I got a cease and desist before Ashley was on my podcast. I didn't even say anything. I was not involved in any way, shape, or form of sending a cease and desist letter. My name was nowhere on it. Nobody wanted to come to my defense. So you're gonna sit there and say, Tony Braxton? Tony Braxton, I got Tony Braxton. No, Tony Braxton ain't never had your back. I got Tony Braxton. I want to know record. You want to say, I don't have your back? You didn't have my back with a heavyweight. Don't put me, Tamar. Don't with Tony Braxton. And then when Tony said we need to have her on the show, I told you we need to have Ashley on the show. I never say that. I never said that. She's lying. I said just show her the Chitlin circuit, and we shouldn't do it. You said have her on the Braxton show. This is not the forum. Who said that? This is not the forum. State that. Don't you go there. Don't you.
Let me tell y'all something. Tony is a gaslighter, and I'm talking about Tony Braxton. And I'm gonna tell you why I feel like she's a gaslighter. I'm gonna tell you exactly the comment what I said. Hold on. Because I said Tony in that argument tried to flip it. Tamar never said that y'all didn't have my back. What you're trying to say is, oh, so you trying to say, Tamar, we never had your back? Tamar never said that, Tony. Tamar said that y'all sent her a cease and desist. And I'm going to tell you one thing for sure, two things for certain. It was a family meeting about that shit. And I believe those three sisters, Trina, Tawanda, and Tony, and the mother, had a meeting. And they said, well, we're going to send out a cease and desist. Now, the other two sisters, Tawanda and Tracy, no, Tawanda and Trina. Right? Is that me? Because Tracy is the passed away. God bless her soul. But Trina and Tawanda is trying to sit up there. Oh, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. But you know what they didn't say? Let me tell you what they didn't say. Let me get into it as I sip my coffee. They never said that Tony didn't do it. They never said Tony didn't do it. Get into it. They said that they didn't do it. They got in their confessionals and said that they didn't do it. Those two. Tony did. By Tony, think about who's defensive. Tony the thing. Tamar gonna get her coin on the back end if she film with y'all or not. So that's why she don't care about filming with y'all like that. And I'm trying to think. Tamar was around last year, but she really didn't film with them like that last year. Now, here's the tea about it, which is crazy to me, because it's like y'all trying to erase those other episodes and trying to start anew. Because why y'all calling this the second season when y'all had many seasons before? You understand? Y'all was already on the air. This is stemming from that. So now with this new contract for We TV, y'all doing it all over and starting all over anew without the other sister because she's passed away. And I get it. But it's a little weird because y'all still didn't really solve the problems in those seasons, the past seasons. So now everything is bubbling to the surface. Now let's get into some more of the slides because there's more. Tony, let me tell y'all something. Tony has always gotten on my nerves. And I feel like Tony feels like, listen, mommy made me carry y'all on y'all back. I had to use y'all as backup singers. I had to be the one to carry the name and carry the family. And then boom, Tamar came along. And then she did her album. Because this is like, that's not, that Love and War album wasn't Tamar's first album. She had another album before that. You understand what I'm saying? She had another album before that, but it didn't do the numbers that Love and War did because when Tamar dropped Love and War, that's when they was already doing the Braxton Family Values. So we got to see her create the album Love and War while she was pregnant, doing the videos with Vince, and that album was the bomb.com, okay? And it blew her out of the water. And Tamar still tours off the album. So let's get into the scene. Tony gonna get on my nerves because Tony feels like I'm the one, I'm the one, I'm the one. Y'all use me, my name, and I had to use y'all backgrounds, video girls, X, Y, and Z. Y'all. And it's like she doesn't want to share the spotlight, I believe. I don't care what nobody says. So let's get into the next slide.
Okay, so
This is
we're telling a story
Ashley.
today, and that story is about how one of my aunts and my family do not talk to me because they think that I, at the age of 16, did something with her partner at the time. And I have been a nervous wreck to talk about something like this and to tell the story. A, because of my family, B, because I don't want people, it's not to hurt people to tell my story. But at the same time, I've been working through this so much in therapy, and this is something that goes way deep to my core in terms of worthiness and how I feel about myself. And it's been such a journey.
My thing is, notice her language.
Okay, so I want to
A
tell a story today,
partner.
and that story
A
is about
partner. This is at the age of, God damn it. This was all at the age of 16, right? And notice she said the word partner.
Okay, so I want to tell a story today, and that story is, and it's that moment of my life where I have to like fully confront it and face it and talk about it, but talk about it because I also want to shed light for the women and the men and anybody who has gone through something like this, where you were underage and something in that sort of manner happened in terms of that sort of word of abuse. And I feel like I have to be careful with what I'm saying here because I don't want to be banned from talking about these situations, but also we kind of have to talk about it. I'm also not very good at storytelling, and I'm new to all this, and I'm also trying to get ready at the same time and tell a story. And I feel like this story is quite complicated and detailed, so like bear with me here.
I feel like it was a struggle when I first seen it. Hold
And
on,
it's that
y'all.
moment of my life.
I had to take that. I had to take that call, y'all. That was a call from my daughter. Lord, baby Jesus. But when she listens to her language, she says from one of her aunt's partners at the time. one of her partners at the time.
And talk about it, but talk about it because I
Okay.
also, yeah, so one of my aunts
Oh no.
does, and
No.
it's that, yeah, so one of my aunts does not talk to me because, I mean, she felt like I did something with her partner at that time. And nothing happened, but I'm gonna try to tell the story quickly and also not name any names. And so I was with this aunt for the summer with my sister, and I can't remember how much time had passed since we were there in the summer for a little bit of time to when we got home. And when I think it was my stepmother was going through my phone and she found this conversation, this sort of conversation, and she showed it to my dad, and my dad called the aunt, and we spoke about it, and we talked about it a little bit, and I remember just a lot of emotions, just a lot going on. I was 16 at the time, and I'm 32 now. I had to think about that. I'm 32 now. Yeah, so
So at this point, she's double the age telling her
yeah,
story.
so one of
So
my
go to
aunts,
slide
oh
7.
my god, it's been 16 years. This is wild. Anyway, okay. So yeah, my aunt was there for me. She was very kind, very nice. Was like, I'm so sorry that this happened to you, blah blah blah, and not blah blah blah, but she was very kind, and it just felt like safe, you know. But then as the years have gone by, it's like that mood and that assumption that I didn't do anything because I was a child was not that assumption anymore. And it boggles my mind because it was like, wait, but if it happened or if it was true, then that would make him, you know, and like, you're okay with that? Like, that's what you would like. So, oh my God.
Now, she can't say the word
So,
P. We're
oh
not
my
gonna say
God,
the word
it's
P
weird.
either.
And I will just never forget how when I got older, I just realized that I really had to take the time and go back to that part of my life and understand how much feeling of like I didn't matter, that I was unworthy. It just felt like love from my family was just cut off and gone. And you're like, but wait, that guy? And it made it even worse because it was like, wait, this guy that was doing this to you on TV, and like it's kind of in cohorts in the same spirit of what was happening to here.
I
To
believe
here. And I will just never forget how when I got older, I just realized that.
so. That was all that Ashley said from those little clips, right? So let's go into the comments because see, my thing is, I'm gonna tell you who I feel like it's one of their husbands. It's either out of Tamar, no, not Tamar. It's either out of Tony or Tracy. Not Tracy. Not Tracy. Tracy is um Trina. I believe it's out of Trina or Tony. And I'm gonna say Trina because Trina, Gabe was the only one that was on the show a lot. A lot. He was on the show. Him and Vince was on the show, but I feel like Gabe was on the show more than Vince. Okay. And remember, she remarried Gabe on the show and everything, y'all. She divorced Gabe. She was separated from Gabe, married from Gabe. Her and Gabe could have had their own little show. God bless his soul. Okay? But Tony is coming off really, really guilty. And I can see her being at both of their houses, think about it, for the summer. Again, she was a background singer for them when they needed her to be a background singer. So I can believe that she was over there. Both sisters have kids. The reason why I feel like it's not Tawanda, because Tawanda's kids is not her age. Tawanda's kids is a little bit younger than her by a couple of years. But Trina and Tony's kids are around the same age. For like going over to the auntie house for the summertime and whoop de whoop de whoop. We all have done it. But I'm just saying. Now, this is what I said. I said, I believe everything that Tamar is saying. I believe Tony is full of it. Then she sat there and tried to flip the script on her sister and saying that she ain't never have her back, which she did. She tried to flip the whole topic around, basically, like they try to do with Tamar all the time. This is not like they don't try to do this with Tamar. They try to do it with Tamar all the time. And I don't really be liking it. And I feel like you trying to say, oh, I never had your back. I never had your back. No, not in like Tamar said. In this situation, no, you didn't have my back. You didn't. Because she when it first came out that when the young lady broke her story and said that she wanted to talk about this, and then Tamar offered the platform. I feel like Tamar should have offered the platform more behind the scenes. Pick up the phone, call your niece, this is what I want to do. I need to talk to you. She told her everything with her is a safe haven. You can come to me and ask me for anything, but I feel like she should have did that more behind the scenes and not let social media get in hands of it. And if she would have did that more behind the scenes, the sisters would have never known nothing about it. The podcast would be out, and then boom. I feel like I feel like I don't believe Tamar would have never let her say the name of the alleged uncle that did the touching to her, but I feel like she would have let her tell her story in the way and in the manner of how she felt like she should tell her story. And with the niece feeling like this 16 plus years later, and for y'all to try to discuss this now on the show is even more crazy. I just feel like y'all wanted Tamar to be on the show. She did not want to film with y'all after the fact because y'all sent her the cease and desist. But y'all needed it to play out on the show because y'all don't have nothing to talk about but Tawanda's wedding. That's the only thing I see of clips that's going around of them promoting this show. I don't see nothing else being done on this show that anybody would want to watch besides besides Tawanda's wedding. And the clips of Tawanda's wedding that I've seen that's floating around, I don't see Tamar in those clips. Tawanda and Tamar never really got along like that anyway. And I felt like Tawanda always felt like Tamar took things and carried them the wrong way. And plus, Tawanda wanted to be up underneath Tony. And now she's up underneath her. Remember, she was her assistant at one point, and that's how she became real close with Tony, being her assistant. And now that she's her assistant, and if you look at those past episodes where her becoming Tony's assistant, that's when everything started to separate with the sisters. Tamar and Tony wasn't close like that no more. Tawanda I feel like Tawanda trying to be up underneath Tony put a wedge in their relationship. She became in between them. I feel like she had an album. Her album was very successful. Everything that she was doing and all the shows that she was on was very successful. Um, but with this new season and this new revised Braxton Family Values, I just don't feel like I just feel like they don't have nothing to talk about. And I feel like a lot of this falls on the mother. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I feel like that. See, people are talking about it already. Shout out Queen Sheba. She's talking about it right now on her live. I just feel like the mother has a lot to do with this. I just feel like that's just how I feel. When you have multiple kids, right? When you have multiple kids, I can understand when you have multiple kids and you want to have favoritism for the one that's making the most money. I felt like to me, she had favoritism with Tony sometimes because she was the breadwinner. But if you look at the history of Braxton family values, you would notice that Tamar and the mother lived with Tamar. Think about it. Tamar, the mother always seemed like she lived with Tamar, y'all. I just feel like I'm looking at the dramatic trailer for season 2. But if you look at old episodes and the triangle and the taste of the wedding, like seasons 1 and stuff like that, I'm trying to tell y'all, it's been going down between them. It's been a problem with this family. I believe it got a lot to do with the mother. When they was trying to put together a funeral for Tracy, Tracy always said that she didn't want a funeral. They started bickering back and forth with with the husband and the son or whatever, because the son is the one that wanted the funeral and X, Y, and Z for his wife. The sisters did not want a funeral like that. That's why when he had the funeral for Tracy, I don't believe none of them showed up. Now, Tracy and the father always got along. She stayed in Baltimore. The father lived in Baltimore with the new wife. So, of course, Tracy got to know the new wife, and the other girls didn't get to experience the new wife like that. They didn't like her. And I believe they did not like her because I believe they didn't like her because I just believe they didn't like her because the mother didn't like her. And being that Tracy wasn't around her mother like that, she didn't get to experience it. So I'm gonna play y'all a little snippet of this table talking coming from season 2 of the Braxton Family Values, episode 9 from the old season when Tracy was still here. Let me play this clip real quick. I'm gonna let the commercial go by. But I believe if y'all go back and really look at those seasons, I'm telling y'all, there's something wrong there.
What's your best one? Instead of Jello shots, I make Jello bombs. Did you ever make my husband cheat and now I'm saying? No, you did not say that. Sitting at the table and we're eating, we're drinking, and in true Tamar fashion, she starts talking about people's husbands. Tamar drew first blood. I'm talking about mine first. Tamar, you can't just go talking about people's husbands. I don't care. Guess what? That's how Gabe cheated on me. Gabe around on me. And you did that. What? Did I not? And I sure did not like it, and I enjoyed it. Excuse me, mommy. I'm sorry. But you know what? I take it, I it, and I liked it, and I enjoyed it. And that was a payback like a mother. And I would tell it again and again and again
Now, I believe this is the episode where um where Trina is trying to get her bar situation going, and of course, in true Tamar fashion, she brings up, yeah, and now you're staying with Gabe, and he cheated on you, and then you cheated back, and that's why Trina is saying, yeah, and I liked it. I lick it, it stuck, and I stuck it, and I did this, and I did that, and I liked it. That's one of those big episodes. That's in season 2, episode 9, and it's called Trina's Dirty Details Triggers Tony and Tamar to fight. Like if y'all ever want to go back and look at it.
Did I not? Did I not? Yes, I did. For what reason was that? Because I enjoy my life at home. I don't have any problems at home. You do. You have GPS on your phone, boo.
So I saw you becoming a mean girl.
We're at dinner. Mommy says great. They eat some nasty ass food, and then Tony barks off and says that I'm a mean girl. That's how the fight started. I'm a mean girl. I see that she did.
I love my baby sister Tamar, except she keeps sticking her nose in everyone's business. And everybody don't always want their truths to be
I ain't
publicized.
never made nobody's truth publicized. They made it on their own. Why is everybody defending each other? And I'm over here. How she don't feel like getting into hers. How you know that's something she wants to talk about? She already talked about it.
To everyone. Okay, guys. Okay.
I feel like they made Tamar a new girl to pop the show off, right? And once Tamar got in that lane of being the little sister that's gonna say and blurt out everything, they didn't like it. But and yet y'all wanted a successful show. Let's be clear. If Tamar wasn't Tamar, it would be a boring show. I'm just saying, like, what are we gonna sit here and watch sisters do what? Even the Kardashians for it. I watched them too. But if Tamar was not Tamar, I don't believe the show would have went any further. They was on longer than the Kardashians. People don't want to recognize they run and they success in Braxton family values. Yes, it was toxic. The Kardashians was too. Very toxic. So when you think about those two dynamics and those two shows, yes, those sisters with talent. At least they had talent on their side. Kardashians, the only thing they had talent for was building businesses, and I'm not even mad at that. But other than that, they didn't have no talent. They didn't sing, they didn't hum, they didn't play the flute, the violin, the piano, nothing. Okay? Let's keep listening.
You know, respect.
I know about that too.
They want to promise stop throwing stones at glass houses. That's
I
the
never
problem.
said my life hurt.
No, but you attack everybody else's life.
Well, Tamar feels like she can say whatever she wants to say to everybody else, and no one is supposed to have any retaliation or comment on the things that she says to people, and that's not cool. Everybody's so sensitive about, oh, what Tamar finna say, what Tamar finna do, and everybody's so into like ganging up, so she's on her own as usual. Oh yeah, because
She immediately got defensive.
I'm gonna tell you this. Tamar is saying the same thing in the new seasons over there, Braxton. She's saying the exact same thing. She has been saying this since season 1. She's been saying this since season 1. This has always been her thing. Why do y'all gang up on me when I say things? Y'all don't like when I say things, but y'all gang up. Y'all have this gang up mentality. You know why they have a gang up mentality? Because they're trying to hide secrets, which y'all want to be on a reality show. And being in a reality show, you can't hide secrets. I'm sorry. Go ask the Kardashians and look how Caitlyn was born. I'm just listen. We watched a whole man turn into a woman over there. I don't have nothing against it. I'm not coming, I'm just saying this is the reality. We watched a whole man turn into a woman over there. You cannot have secrets. You cannot be, first of all, you cannot be in front of the camera all of a sudden trying to hide certain things from the public. We're going to see right through it. All the smoke screens that they try to put up. They like to argue with Tamar because Tamar argues backwards and it takes her off the topic. You understand what I'm saying? Just like Tony did in the new clip. She totally tried to take Tamar off that topic. Tamar has grown since then. Let's be clear. Tamar has grown since then. So there's no taking Tamar off of the topic because, like she said, oh, so you trying to say I didn't have your back, Tamar? Tamar looked at her, and it was like a little pause there. And then she said, no, you didn't have my back in this instant right here because you're trying to make it a new topic. That's not what I'm talking about. You're trying to be funny, but I'm not going to let you be funny. So let's keep going because this has always been Tamar's argument. So they should rather not have Tamar on the show. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if Tamar is on the show, right, then Tamar is going to say what needs to be said. And they don't like that. But I'm going to tell you this, for the views and the ratings, they want Tamar on the show, but they want to be able to fight with her. They want to be able to say what they want to her. But Tamar's the little sister. She's not going to just let you say what you want to her and think that she's not going to fight for herself. Not when I feel like you're always ganging up on me. You understand what I'm saying? So let's keep listening.
Go, Tamar. It would have nothing to do with your outcome.
Something always has to be wrong with me to trigger everybody else to be together. Leave her on her own. It would have to be something wrong with me. Of course, it would have to be something wrong with her. Because she is a mess. Because her mouth is a mess. It is your mouth. True. Because it's true. It is your mouth. Trina said my mouth is a mess. It's the pot calling the kettle black. Trina can pop off, and my mother won't say nothing. Oh, that's it. Nobody else knows flaws but me. Nobody else.
You ain't heard Tracy's voice not one time, and Tawana is not even in this scene. You ain't heard Tracy's voice not one time. Tracy is just sitting there quiet, trying to figure out what's going on. Do you understand? And when you have things like that, when you have episodes like this, where Tamar has always said, y'all are picking on me. Like, why y'all act like y'all not picking on me? Why y'all acting like y'all not doing that right now? Y'all have been picking on me. Y'all have always picked on me. And stop picking on me because I don't want to be picked with. And here's the thing. Because they're doing construction on the outside of my window. So I had to stop and look. That's why I said if you hear drilling, yeah. Now, here's the tea. If y'all want to go look at Brax, because they calling it because they tried to change the name for the new ones that's coming up now. It's called Braxton Family Values, and they have all 7 seasons up there. And you know me. When I come home on Sunday or maybe Monday, I'm going to binge watch all the seasons now. Now I'm nosy. I'm going to binge watch all 7 seasons. Please be clear. All right? I'm just letting y'all know right now. Because this tells me, it just tells me how when they always are trying to hide, the way Tamar always felt. And I'm going to tell you something. This whole first season is about Trina and Gabe and their marriage and all the fundamentals of their marriage. I mean, God bless Gabe or whatever, because he has passed on. And they have an episode called Getting the Band Back Together. And let me read the little trailer. It says for the episode. It says Tracy feels left out. She always had. Here's the thing about these girls. They have always had storylines. Tracy was the one that always felt left out. Tamar is the one that always felt like she was ganged up on. Tawana is the one that always felt like she didn't look like and she was not fitting in. And Trina is the one that was all over the place to me. That's what it is. And to me, the mother is the puppet master. That's the way how I received it. So it says Tracy feels left out. Tawanda moves into Tony's house. Trina tries working through her problems with Gabe. I'm trying to tell y'all, these have always been their roles. Trina's role has changed because she's not married to Gabe no more. He has passed on. God bless his soul. So now she's remarried. So of course she's not trying to work out anything with him no longer because he's no longer here. And then you have Tracy. Tracy is another one that's no longer here. But so Tamar's storyline and always has been that y'all do not, y'all gang up on me. She's always had that storyline. So when they try to make it seem like she's bugging out, she's not bugging out. She's always talked to Vince about it. She's always talked to them about it every time. So for them to sit there and say, "Oh no, I don't know what you're talking about," why are y'all making it seem like Tamar is bugging out or something like that? Tamar's not bugging. Tamar has always had this storyline of y'all always ganging up on her. Y'all try to flip the script on her. Y'all doing all of the things. It's nothing new. But for y'all to always try and flip it is crazy to me. It's very weird. Very, very weird. Very weird. And their brother, which is the niece's father, Michael, he has never really been on a show like that. And if it's called Braxton Family Values, why is he not on the show? And if you look at Braxton Family Values and you look at the Kardashians, okay, but they always have that brother that does not want to be around them. Quickly, one and one. They both have in their families. Rob don't film with his sisters like that. Neither did Michael. Now, I can say Rob Kardashian has filmed with his sisters more than Michael Braxton has. It is what it is. But it's funny how when the shows go on, they don't film with them no more. And they try to say that Michael never wanted to really be on the show like that. So he's in some of those episodes when he comes in and out, in and out, in and out. He never was a steady cast member. He never was a steady cast member. Where Rob Kardashian was a steady cast member at one point. Then he had fallen outs with his sisters, and then he had issues with himself and things of that nature, and then he didn't film with them anymore. But it's something weird going on with that whole dynamic of the Braxtons. It's very scary and sticky. They have a lot of secrets in their skeletons in their closet. And when you are on a show and you think that you're gonna be on a show and the producers and them is not gonna poke holes and make y'all say certain things against each other, it's crazy. And the way that they argued, let me go all the way to season 6. Let me go to season 6 or 7 because those are the episodes where those are the episodes where okay, an episode in season 6 is where they find out that Tamar is getting a divorce from Vince. Episode 1 in season 6 says the Braxtons are very stunned by the news of Tamar's filing for divorce. And then it says Tracy reveals her. It don't say no more from that. Let me see if I can get some more of that dialogue. But it really don't say no more of that. Okay. And then it says one of the episodes is called Law and Order. So Wanda decides to take her legal action, could fear the Braxton's family falling apart. Do you understand what I'm saying? Y'all have to go and look at, and I'm going to look at them now because they have them all up here for free. They have them up here on YouTube for free. This is why I say cannot go on, you cannot go on and do shows with your family and think that because they put them down off of the app or whatever that they came on. YouTube is forever. The internet is forever. They will forever have these episodes. They will forever have them. They will forever have them. Tony in okay, in season 6 we find out that Tony was engaged to Birdman, which Tasha K has done an interview with somebody that's calling Birdman a crackhead. So, I mean, I'm just telling, allegedly, I'm just telling y'all what's out there. I've never seen Tony as the person that will go with a Birdman. I'm sorry. I never seen it. I never seen it there for them. Tamar and Tawanda take over Tony's wedding planning. Tracy celebrates her son's whatever. That's in episode 8 of season 6. I'm just reading y'all the description and the breakdown. Tony's wedding is in jeopardy. The sisters confront Tracy about facing her unresolved issues, X, Y, and Z. Sister shut down. Family intense rise. Tony demands an apology. The Braxton sisters are shocked by, I think this is where they have the family meeting. Tracy versus the sisters. The sisters are shockingly walking out changes, it says walking out changes everything. Tracy makes a difficult decision. These are the episodes that y'all need to go look at. Because in this season of season 6, I think it's like 16, 17. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize it was this many episodes, y'all. It's a lot of freaking episodes, y'all. I did not realize in season 6 it was not 26 episodes, y'all. This is how good the Braxtons was when it first came on. This is when they started getting into the nitty gritty. Okay, and in episode, what is my mother talking about? Why does everybody want to text me and skywrite me? Hold on, guys. Okay. Everybody wants to text me. Thank God I have it on Do Not Disturb. But anywho, so it's an episode in season 6, and season 6, episode 24, and I'm gonna read the description. It says secrets and rumors, and it says Tamar is on a spiral tour, a whirlwind tour after her Celebrity Big Brother win. This is when she won Celebrity Big Brother. And this is when she was with David. Remember David? These are the seasons I didn't like. Clock it. I'm going to tell you why. I didn't like David for Tamar. That was the guy with the locks that she was with after Vince. And then was doing some type of rituals and stuff of that nature. I did not like that. I did not like it. These are the weird episodes that y'all need to go look at of Braxton Family Values. And y'all will really understand. I think I'm going to start looking at them today. I'm not going to even lie. After this live, I might look at them. Because they have the full episodes. The full episodes. They have the full episodes. Yeah, I don't like these episodes. These are the episodes I don't like. Engaged and Enraged is the last episode. Intentions reach an all-time high during a trip to California Napa Valley. I think this is where they realize that that young lady is getting married or what. I don't know. In this episode is an hour and 4 minutes. All the other episodes is 42 minutes, 45 minutes long. Yeah, I'm reading the text. But these episodes here are crazy. Hotbed of crazy. After years of a broken communication, the Braxtons begin explosive therapy. And this is episode 15 of season 6. I'm trying to tell y'all need to go and watch it. Y'all really do. Y'all really need. Why is Flavor Flav up on? Flavor Flav is up on one of these seasons, y'all. That's how you know. Flavor Flav is being seen on the picture of season 6, episode 13, The Duchess and the Duke Ranch. The Duke Ranch. Tony faces Tracy. Tony faces Tracy about the division, sisterhood, the dividing of the sisterhood. Tawanda speaks out. Yeah, this is the seasons where I need to go back and watch it. I might watch season 1 today because I got a lot of work to do, and I'm not gonna lie. I go through my seasons. I go through my work and watch episodes and podcasts just like this. But if in season 6 they start off with zero, episode 0, and it says the most outrageous moments. 20 top 20 countdown of the most shocking, outrageous, and hilarious moments of the show. And then they go into episode. So basically, they had 27 episodes just in season 6, y'all. Just in season 6 alone, y'all. Just in season 6 alone. Let me see something. Yeah. It's on AMC, a free trial, because when I go to trial, click it. It's a link. It's a link. But the free trial is not. First 7 days are free of AMC Plus, and it's $9.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Now, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. Let me see something. Braxton Family Values episode. Let me see if I can look at it for free on YouTube. And it might not be for free on YouTube, but I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's already on AMC YouTube. They might not let you look at it on YouTube itself. And this is when it was under WeTV. I wonder if it's on WeTV like WeTV. Let me see something real quick. Space. No. Let's go to season. Let me see if I can find it on regular YouTube. I'll tell y'all now, and then we're gonna close out. But I just feel like, see, what it is I'm gonna tell you what they did. They clipped it. They clipped it up. They clipped it up on YouTube because they have all the episodes, and they really want you to watch it on AMC Plus. That's what it is. So what it is they show you clips of certain episodes on YouTube. That's what it is. That's what it is. Oh, this is one of the moments I was looking for. Look at God. Won't he do it? Braxton Family Values Confessions. Season 6. I'm telling you, season 6 is where the Braxtons exploded. Season 6, episode 16 is when Ayala is there. Let's click on this episode, the clip is 11 minutes and 46 seconds. But we're gonna listen to this episode real quick, and then I'm gonna close out this whole live, and I'm gonna give y'all my final things that I wanted to talk about.
And pray for each other. So
Let's
that you may
listen.
be healed. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start confessing. We're going to start with you, Mr. Michael.
That's how y'all are talking to the
I
Father.
want to confess.
I'm confessing that I didn't give emotional support to my daughters.
Tell him.
I would like to confess that I abandoned them totally.
Would you be open to confessing that the breakdown of your relationship with Miss Evelyn had an impact on your relationship with your daughter?
Pause, because this is why I need you to go on YouTube and start looking at the clips from the old seasons. And if you have AMC Plus, they say it's up there. Go watch them because they got the full episodes, all the episodes from season 1 to season 7. Now, here's the tea. Ayala is sitting there talking, and she's talking to the father, and she starts with the father because he's the only man at the table, and then they're going to go around. Who is this? Texting. People just going off today. It's Friday. Hold on, guys, because, Lord Jesus. Okay, you. Okay. I'm going to have to answer that in a little while because I'm going to have to open up my whole thing. But let me get back to this table setting. All the sisters is at the table, including the mother, and I think the father is the only man. So Ayala is talking to the father. Y'all need to go see the mother's face. And I believe, I'm sorry, I said it before and earlier, y'all have to go look at the whole live to see what I was saying about the mother. I feel like the mother's hate for the father, because she said the father cheated on her, she harbored that hate in her heart for the father. And I believe Tawanda, Tony, and a little bit of Tamar and Trina, she made them harbor those feelings with her. And she put that on them. And she didn't do it to Tracy because Tracy and the father lived in Baltimore. So they was close. Tracy got to know the wife. She got along with the wife. Remember, the wife was seen on these episodes that I am talking about, the father's wife. And is there certain things that you talk about with your kids? And I feel like she thought her kids was her friends and started talking about their father a lot. In these episodes, you can tell. Let's keep listening.
Can you confess that?
I confess that my breakdown between your mother and I has caused emotional unbalance in the family.
Tawanda.
I confess that I have not shared my true feelings out of fear for hurting my sister's feelings.
And what would happen if their feelings got hurt?
It would make me sad.
Something else is bubbling in there?
I confess that I feel judged by my family when I make decisions that they don't agree with.
Miss Trina.
I feel like all the sisters feel like how that was Tawana talking. I feel like all the sisters feel like that. When they go against, when another sister decides that she wants to do something and the sisters don't agree, it's a problem. That was another issue that the Kardashians had. If we're talking about both families, but we're more focused on the Braxtons right now because the whole season is about to come up. But I feel like all the sisters feel like that. When Tamar makes a decision, they go against her and they don't like it and they shut her out. It's like it's like a gang up mentality. So let's keep going.
I am confessing that I deliberately removed myself from the family because I always felt judged.
See? See? She removes herself from the family. It seems like, again, the mother is the puppet master of the family. If whatever I say goes, and y'all have to go that way with me, and if you don't, there will be problems and consequences and repercussions. That's just what it tells me.
But the reality is I've really judged all of you. I confess.
I am
I'm
confessing.
confessing that I still sometimes feel like I'm 12 years old because I feel like mommy and daddy still put us in the middle of their divorce.
Three.
It felt amazing to feel free enough to say what I was feeling.
You see, I am confessing.
I am confessing that I was wrong to put you guys in the middle of my divorce.
Y'all can't tell me I didn't watch this, baby. I just told y'all I felt like Miss Evelyn put a lot of burden on her kids, especially the girls. Michael wasn't around them. He has a whole different life, a whole life, and all of the things. He was another one that got a divorce and got remarried. So I do feel like you put a lot of pressure on your kids by sitting up there talking about the father, talking about the divorce, talking about his new wife. Oh, I don't like her. Oh, I don't like him. You're not supposed to really do that to your kids. And Miss Evelyn was on the show. She done it right before our very eyes on national TV. Now she's telling y'all she did it out her own mouth. Again, this is season 16, episode 6. This is season 6, episode 16. Go watch the clips. Why my remote not working? So
I'm confessing that I am too involved in your life. Forgive me.
Miss Tony?
I am confessing that
this is
although I love
Tony.
my family, most of the time I don't like my family.
Ooh,
Everyone in my family.
Look at breath.
Everybody. It's like I'm angry at everybody in my family. I don't like my family. If they weren't my family, they couldn't be my friends.
Tony feels like how Courtney feels from the Kardashians. Courtney likes to be in her bubble. Courtney feels like if those was not her sisters, she probably would not be friends with them. Courtney feels the same way that Tony feels in this moment right here. She feels like she carried them on her back. So you can say that Tony Braxton got a little bit of Courtney and Kim in her. And I'm going to tell you why she has a little bit of Kim in her. Because Kim Kardashian felt the same way about her sisters. I'm the famous Kardashian. I'm the one that helped build this empire that we are all sitting on the throne of. I'm the more successful Kardashian, Tony. I'm the more successful Braxton. I don't really like y'all, Courtney. And then it's listen. If I didn't really know y'all, I really would. If I wasn't related to y'all, I would not be talking to y'all. Let's get back to Tony.
I confess that I feel like I'm angry at everybody in my family. I don't like my
She's
family. If
angry.
they weren't my family, they wouldn't be my friends.
I believe her. Think about it. The way that Tony is and the success that she has had and the people in the music industry that she's been around, the Baby Faces, the L.A. Reeves, and the Quincy Joneses of them all. If you think about it, she would not be friends with her sisters if they wasn't her sisters. And the way that Tamar is now, so boisterous, so outspoken, she wouldn't be friends with her neither at all. Even if they met each other in the music industry, she would not be friends with Tamar at all. She would not be friends with none of her sisters if they was not her sisters. I believe that.
It makes me sad that I feel that way, but it's the truth.
I think Tony said that out of disappointment and anger. If we weren't sisters, we probably would be friends because of the time that we put in and spent together. Um, but things as of late probably has her feeling a certain way about that.
Miss Tracy,
I
Tracy,
confess
God
that I
bless
feel
her.
pain and hurt when I'm with my family at times.
Mm.
is there more?
I'm confessing that I can be selfish and not attend to my siblings' needs of their feelings.
Good. Miss Tamar,
Again to Tamar. It had to be a pause right there when it came to Tamar, baby, because I'm gonna tell you one thing. With her reaction with Miss Ayala and the reaction, this is what everybody's talking about. I'm happy I found this scene for y'all before I ended my live because I definitely was about to end it. But I'm happy that I found this scene for y'all because this is where she says that she felt like she's ambushed. I believe this is. I'm telling y'all, you watch it. My brain is like an elephant. I'm waiting for all the commercials to go by, and it's a lot of commercials. It's just commercials everywhere. Mahaya, I think she left. I don't think she stayed in the house. I think my daughter left. I'm waiting for all the commercials y'all to go by as I pull up some more of my coffee cup. But yeah, I just believe that I believe that they ambushed her with Ayala. The things that was already being said, and I believe Tamar didn't like it. And I'm so happy that I found this clip of this episode. I'm so happy. And I'm going to share it in my community wall so y'all can see it for yourself and the face reactions. Because it's crazy.
Today outside, I thought about everything. I am confessing that I have been spoiled, obnoxious, emotional, unkind, unfair. This
Now, this is Tamar taking accountability for her part with her sisters. She's taking accountability. Let's see where this go wrong at because I don't see what nobody has a reaction on their face. Everybody's looking at her. She's crying already. She's already in her feelings. Let's see where this goes left at because it's getting ready to go left.
respectful.
This is the first time that I have heard Tamar give a confession like this in front of the entire family.
I have to be honest with everybody at this table. I came into this situation to basically exonerate myself and be right. That's not my goal anymore. My goal now is to choose the better person. A better daughter, a better sister, a better friend. Dad, I'm so sorry. Will you forgive me?
Hey, Mom, I forgive you.
Mama,
I forgive you, baby. I do.
Tony, too. I've done anything, I'm sure I've done things. Sometimes you forget people, you remember people hurt you, you forget you hurt them too. I'm sorry. Forgive me for blaming you for how everybody else treats me. I did that. That was not it.
Boom. Didn't I tell you that she always thought that Wanda was to blame and the separation for her with the sisters because she used to go around and say, well, Tamar, and she's always that sister that goes around, oh, Tamar said, and oh, Tony, if you heard Tamar did it. She did it on the show. I don't even know why Tamar is even saying sorry to her about that because we watched her do that on the show. But let Tamar keep crying and talking to Wanda. Let's keep listening.
Those are my own actions. And the things that I said and the things that I did. So don't allow me to ever do that ever again. Please forgive me.
Breathe, Miss Tamar. You're not breathing. Remember your breath? You gotta breathe. I want you to be able to do this and take care of yourself.
Forgive me. And I love you so much. And I'm proud of you. For you.
That's like, I don't understand what's happening with my life right now. Why is it doing this? Because I didn't ask for it to do all of that. I understand why it was just doing all of that. But um Tamar is talking to Tracy at this point and she how she wasn't there for her. It's very, very emotional. She the father, the mother. She don't say sorry to Tawanda. She don't say sorry to Tony and Trina. And the last person at the table is Tracy. So let's get into it. Let's keep listening.
I'll spend this with me with you.
Oh, I thought she said sorry to Trina. She didn't say sorry to Trina yet.
Here you go. I confess. I confess.
I can't handle this kind of stuff.
Well, I'm going to do a new thing today. Face your sister.
And I forgive you for messing up my eyes.
Somebody had to make a joke.
Tamar's poured her out. During this time, I believe her.
I feel that it was a heartfelt apology. Taylor's apologized and done that to me, said things like this before, but it wasn't this heartfelt.
This was a way more heartfelt apology that I've ever seen Tamar cry and get into her emotions the way that she got into her emotions. It's very tearful. It's very all of the things. Again, let's see where this goes left at because I'm not understanding.
It wasn't this specific. It was more, I'm sorry, Wanda.
Listen, y'all, I feel awful.
Yes, we're aware of that. The entire family for allowing themselves to be vulnerable, to even open their mouth to confess anything. The confession and clearing that energy opened a space for them to plant seeds. Some ground is more fertile than others.
So now I was blaming everybody but myself. And I was trying to figure out why. I was so competitive. And I've been combative with everybody because I think I just didn't want to be a selfish little girl anymore. I wanted to be, a woman and grown up, and I wanted respect, so I had to give respect. Oh, I confess that it's my intention to be a I didn't know that I was going to let my heart cry.
Good for you, Miss. Good for you. That's a lot to carry. Good for you, Miss. Yeah, you do. And it's so here for you. Good for you. Miss Taylor, please take that out, Ashley. Good for you, Miss Taylor.
With this experience, I realized we're not kids anymore. We have to grow up, start communicating again. It will take some time, but hopefully that will help us move forward, you know?
Love always protects, and love always serves, and you have so much love, and that's your power.
I feel like the entire weekend with Danyana was great. She has helped given us some new skills we need to communicate. She's addressed some of the issues that we have.
Okay, so I don't understand, but I do understand. It's like Tamar, that was one of her heartfelt confessions. That was in season 6. They only had 7 seasons before they started this new, the Braxton family values. Because they put the in front of it, it changed it a little bit. And that's why they feel like they got to from season, start over and say, well, this is season 1 and this is season 2. So basically, in the new season is what we're discussing with the niece being on the Braxton family values. I don't think the other sisters wanted her to be up there because the other sisters have something to hide. That's just how I feel about them. I feel like the other sisters have something to hide, and Tony's very, very defensive. We already seen Tony being very defensive with Tamar. Go and watch the clip that I've shown in the earlier part of the live. You can always rewind this live back as I'm live now and watch it from the beginning because it's crazy. And people act, I mean, they roles on the show never changed. Tamar always felt like the sister that got ganged up on. And if you look at the past seasons, she's always looked like the one that got ganged up on. My thing is, I feel like they the show, they felt like the show blew Tamar's head off, right? When Tamar's star started elevating, I don't think a lot of the sisters liked it because Tamar was very outspoken. She always has been, she always is, and she's little sister. And she even admitted to being all of the things just now and with the clip that we was just listening to. I just feel like they're trying to hide something when it comes to this niece being on the show. It was not like the niece was never seen on the show before. Again, she was a background singer for them at one point. So I don't understand why would they not want her on the show to tell her story? Why would y'all go as far as sending Tamar a cease and desist letter in the mail because y'all don't want the niece to tell her story on the podcast? I feel like they wanted the niece topic to be part of the storyline for them for this season right here. I don't really believe they wanted her actual coming on the show and telling her story because if she tells her story and she tells too much of her story, we the public is going to figure out which person is the one that touched on her. Okay, and they don't want that to come out. They don't want that to come out. I believe they do not want that to come out at all. Because if that was the case, then what is the problem? I don't understand why we here. I believe they wanted to use that. I believe they wanted to use it and I believe that they just didn't want it to come out. That's just how I feel. I believe they just didn't want it to come out. They didn't want it to come out. I believe that they wanted to sit around and act like nothing is happening. Oh, don't tell that skeleton. Trina gets spicy with mommy in therapy. I'm trying to figure out which therapy session this is because it's like they had so many therapy sessions on their show. It's crazy, y'all. It's to me, it's just crazy. Let me turn down the commercial. But to me, it was just crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see what episode this is. This is season 3, episode 3, and they in therapy with the lady, Dr. Sherry. I forgot all about Dr. Sherry was a therapist on this show. It's crazy. They had multiple therapy sessions, y'all. And for them to have multiple therapy sessions, how is it that y'all have multiple? This is I don't took y'all back. We don't went from season 6 to season 3. How is it that as a family with the name values in it and sisterhood, but and yet y'all can't get it right? Y'all should have at least got it right off the show. If y'all couldn't get it right on the show. I feel like once they got on this show and this platform, things just started to come out. Tamar's star got brighter, got bigger, including her mouth, and they could not control her the way that they wanted to. So when she would say things about their husbands and how they go back to their husbands and this and that and the third and talk about the husbands and the money with the husbands, I believe that they didn't like that. Of course they didn't like that. Because now our husbands is put on Front Street. And Gabe, they tried to make it seem like Gabe didn't have no money at one point. Gabe had his own money. Gabe had money. Gabe was a computer engineer. Gabe had money. Now, to Wanda's husband, on the other hand, she even started talking about her own husband and how the money was in the with her little family unit and how he didn't really have money like that. Remember, he was the one that put out the book. And now I'm gonna go and get the name of the book so I can read it because it gotta have something to do with their family. It's no way in the world he writes a book about only himself. It's no way. I believe he had to write something about the family that's in there. I noticed that because the mother husband cheated on her and she wasn't happy with her children's father. She made them turn their backs towards their father. And I feel like she put a lot of her bitterness onto them. And a lot of them wasn't happy in their marriages. The only one that seemed like that was happy in their marriage, and to me, the one that was still in her marriage is the one they tried to come down on, which is, God bless her soul, Tracy. She was the only one that was still married up until her passing. She was the only one that was happy in her marriage. She was the only one that had her own family bubble in Baltimore, wasn't worrying about them, did her own thing, was on other reality shows. She was the only one. And she was the only one still married to her high school sweetheart. We all seen them go through people on this show, including Tony. Even though Tony wants to come off as the sister, I'm this and I'm that, I'm the Tony Braxton. Yeah, but we've seen you go through relationships on this show. You went back to your child's father. I believe her child's father comes from the group mid condition. We've seen you go back to him. We've seen him on the show. So, pineapples. Let's see what they're talking about in this episode. Now they're going at it.
I need to say this.
Mama, yes, it's yes, and no is no.
Maybe to you.
No, period.
Well, that's
You
not
can't be
what
doing it.
I'm not saying. I don't need you to tell
I'm not
me
asking you
that.
what you need.
I'm
I'm not
telling you that you're not gonna
I'm
feel
not
it.
asking you what you need. I'm asking you how you feel. But yes is yes and no is no.
I gotta tell you, I'm a little disappointed in Trina. She went blow to blow with my mom. Obviously, she has some issues, some unresolved issues.
She has unresolved issues with your mother because your mother always trying to make it seem like she's in their lives, like trying to hover in their lives, trying to be the bossy boss because, oh, I'm your mother. She puts that on them a lot. I'm your mother and you're going to pay attention to me. I'm your mother. You're going to listen to me. I'm your mother. You're going to do as I tell you to do. That's how she gives it up. I believe they all have issues with their mother. Even Tony.
Okay. And you see, Trina gets very upset with me because she feels that I'm always taking up for Tamar.
You do, but that's not the situation at hand.
Okay. See how hostile sometimes they can
But
be.
let's go back
And it's
to that. Was it hostile just now?
you know, we can't really talk.
It's gaslighting. The mother trying to gaslight Trina as she talking to her. You tried to make it a thing where I'm mad that you always take her for Tamar. That's not the topic at hand. You see how she tried to flip it? The same way Tony tried to flip it on Tamar in the new season. You trying to make something a topic that's not the topic. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this. The mother just did it to Tracy right there. And Tracy, as calmly, she came down, real calm, real polite. And then she gonna say, after she gaslights her, she's gonna say, "You see how hostile she came upon me? You seen that? You see how hostile she is, mother? You're the gaslighter." Like I always call their mother the puppet master. They have issues with their mother. They have issues with their mother. Period.
You know, when Trina got a little spicy, I called it, with me, I felt she was very disrespected. I don't think I'm any more protective over Tamar than the others. I'm going to be there for all of them. That's just what I do.
I think that there are just a lot of things we need to discuss as sisters. Period.
Would you all like Mom to leave? Yes, I will. If they don't even like it, I have to. Okay. Because I think that they need to talk, you know, and be more open and not worry about what I'm feeling.
I think that it was the biggest mistake for mommy to be in this session today. We can't really air out the things that we really need to comfortably air out if mommy's sitting here.
Hello.
Because sometimes you have to say, F you make me sick, I can't stand you, in order to get over stuff. And we couldn't do that with mommy sitting there. I'm sorry, we couldn't.
That's Tamar. I mean, not Tamar, because Tamar's not even in this session. She's not even in this scene. That was Tawanda talking. No, what it is mommy being in the session, y'all can't air out y'all differences because mommy is one of y'all big differences because she's in the middle of everything. That's why. And with her being there, you see how she started arguing with Trina. With her being there, y'all can't air out y'all differences because mommy's sitting right there, and y'all biggest problem is your mother. Is your mother. And she's coming hostile and trying to flip it on Trina as Trina is hostile. No, the problem has always been their mother. Their mother, their mother, their mother. They was close with their mother. Their father and the mother got a divorce. She always talked crap to them about the father because if you did it on the show, you did it behind closed doors. There's no way in the world you can tell me that Miss Evelyn did not talk about the father bad or in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion to those girls. She talked about it. She did it on national TV. Oh, I came in the door and I caught your father cheating on me with such and such and such, and this is why I feel the way that I feel. If you did it on national TV, Miss Evelyn, you can't tell me you didn't do it behind closed doors and without no camera. You did it. You was too comfortable in those scenes when you was doing it right there in front of them. And because you feel like because they're grown women now and we're on the show, now I'm going to really show my behind because now I'm going to really let y'all know what really happened. You told your side of the story. That man Dave's father has never said anything bad about that mother. Never. The only thing I have ever heard him say is because of your mother, y'all are so bitter. And he didn't say it in those words, but he has said it like that. Your mother is the reason why y'all act like that. And the reason that Tracy is not like that is because she stayed in Baltimore. She stayed humble. She stayed with her man. Yes, she has issues with her sisters, but she has issues with her mother too. But she does not act like her mother like that. But the other girls do. They gaslight each other, especially Tony. You flipped it and gaslighted it on Tamar, and then you got the nerve to raise up out chicks here. But you're supposed to be the Miss Big Tony Braxton. So how dare you raise up like you about to fight Tamar? You know you're not about to fight no Tamar. And Tamar only got up because you got up. Let's go to the scene. Let's talk about it because I'm trying to tell y'all that Tony don't want to fight nobody. Tony don't want to fight nobody. The only thing Tony fighting is herself. Okay? It just is what it is. Let's go to the scene one more time so we can close out this live because it's about to be going on 2 hours. But this was a real good live, y'all. I love whoever came in here. Thank y'all for supporting me and giving me views and conversating with me. Yesterday's live was everything. I will post yesterday's live. But yeah, it's a problem. Tony has a problem. Tamar's voice is too big and she doesn't like it.
We have had a series of unfortunate events in the Braxton family lately. Well, we were told that you didn't want to film with us. Well, you already know why I want to film with y'all. Wait a minute, hold on. My niece Ashley, who we love very much, posted her videos on social media with some accusations about her family. My family was a little surprised. Well, there was a lot going on the internet. Tamar announced that she would be interviewing our niece Ashley on Tamar's podcast. I didn't think it was a good idea. I am getting Ashley here. You're not going to make me feel bad about that. I wanted her to come to a safe place to tell her story. And all of this happened right before we started shooting season 2 of The Braxtons. Next thing I know, y'all tried to shut down my entire business. Don't say y'all. Sending a cease and desist and shutting down my business. No. Sister Lifties. I got a cease and desist before Ashley was on my podcast. I didn't even say anything. I was not involved in any way, shape, or form of sending a cease and desist letter. My name was nowhere on it. Nobody wanted to come to my defense. So you're going to sit there and say, Tony Braxton?
That's right.
No, Tony Braxton ain't never had your back.
She ain't say nothing about not having a back.
I want it on record. I don't have your back. You did it. With heavyweight, don't with me, Tamar. Don't with Tony Braxton. And then when Tony said we need to have her on the show, I told you we need to have Ashley on the show. I never say that.
I believe she said it.
Just show her the chitlin circuit, and we shouldn't do it. You said have her on the Braxton show. Who said that? This is not the forum. You said that. Don't you go there. Don't you.
I believe it. The way she raised up in Tamar's face, baby, I believe it. I believe she said it. I believe she said it. I believe she said it. You called your sister show the Chitlin Circuit. Okay? Let's be clear. That's what the hell she called Tamar's show. The Chitlin Circuit. Basically saying that Tamar's podcast was too small of a platform for the niece to be on. So I believe she said that the niece should be on the Braxton Family Value Show. But then at that table, it got too hot. Just like she gaslighted Tamar. Oh, I didn't have your back. Tamar wasn't even talking about not having her back. Tamar was talking about the cease and desist. You tried to take Tamar off the cease and desist topic by saying, oh, I didn't have your back. Yeah, you didn't have my back in this. That's why Tamar said in this cease and desist. No, you did not have my back. How much you want to bet? Tony Braxton hands is all over that cease and desist. Think about all the sisters that can do something like that. And think about the two sisters. There's only 4 sisters there, y'all. If 2 is already saying that they didn't do it, that only leaves 1 more sister left to do it. And those 2 sisters is not saying that Tony didn't do it. Think about it. They're not taking up for Tony. They're not saying that Tony didn't do that. Why would Tony do that? Who did it? They're not saying who did that because they already know who did it. Tony Braxton sent her sister that cease and desist for that niece won't have to go on that show and tell her story. They are hiding skeletons in their closet. I cannot wait for the season to start because I'm going to be here for it. And we're going to talk about it. The blog is talking about it. I might will come to y'all and talk about it with y'all too. Because I'm tired of Tony. I've been tired of Tony. I'm not going to even lie. From the old episodes. Because to me, she always felt like, I'm too good for y'all. I'm too classy. I made breathe again. This is what it's given. I made breathe again. I was with, babyface and them, and I made breathe again, and I don't have to really sit here with y'all and be with y'all and y'all and y'all and who and y'all. No, Tony. How about you get up here on this season and talk about your marriage to Birdman? Can we talk about that? Okay. If you don't want to talk about the niche, you need to talk about something because there's no way in the world y'all gonna fly with what? Maybe 8 to 10 episodes, and you're not gonna talk about what you got going on with Birdman. Oh no, we want to hear all about it. One minute y'all getting into divorce, the next minute y'all not. I want to hear all about it. If you ain't gonna talk about the niece, I don't want to see every episode of Tawanda getting ready to get married. I'm sorry. I don't want to see all of those things. I don't want to see 8 episodes of Tawanda planning a wedding. I don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see that. I can go for like maybe 3, 4, but anything past that, because I don't really like Tawanda like that. Tawana, it seems to me, she comes off with an attitude all the time. She always has a resting bitch face. I don't want to see that all the time. I'm sorry. I want to see Braxton family values. If y'all gonna be talking about the things, talk about the things. But don't talk about the niece for 5 episodes, and then the niece doesn't pop up in none of the episodes. We're not. I can't do it. I can't. I cannot because I'm gonna say something about it. Okay, I cannot, and I can see them dragging it through 4 episodes, and then the niece comes in and doesn't say anything. This drama is this dramatic. And it's gonna go dun dun dun, and then Ashley's gonna appear, and then not even speak. If Tamar is not having to sit down with Ashley at some point in season 2, I'm gonna have a problem because I feel like y'all don't really have nothing to talk about. The husband, your mother ain't got no man. Your father still married. I'm not. If Ashley does not appear in season 2, and y'all got all this drama about Ashley, and y'all using her name as a stunt for this show to get ratings, I'm gonna have a problem. Yeah, me, the viewers, all of us on the internet, we are gonna have a problem. So I will be here to break down each and every episode with y'all, baby. So we are going to talk about it because the internet is already buzzing about those little clips that I showed in the beginning. So I'm just telling y'all what I know. I feel like Tamar always feels like she's ganged up on. She's the most boisterous. She's the one that's outspoken. She's the one that's going to tell you how it is, and they don't like it. They don't like it. They never like the truth teller in the family. The truth teller always becomes like somewhat of the black sheep. I know all about it. And then here's the thing, when the truth teller walks in the room and the truth teller don't say nothing and just go sits in the corner, they mess with the truth teller. Oh, she not talking today. Why are you worried? Because every time I open my mouth, you seem to have attitude. You seem to have problems. When Tamar walks in the room, they already have an attitude. That's the problem when it comes to the truth teller in the family. And I'm talking about all families. It happens with me too. Once I walk in the room, I've done it and not said nothing and sat in the corner with my little sippy cup. It's a problem. She don't have nothing to say. She's not speaking today. Like when I came in and said hi, do you need a special invitation to hi? Like, do I need to say hi such and such? Hi such and such? Hi such and such? How you do? Oh, you want all of the energy. And I'm not about to give up my energy. I don't know how Tamar is in real life, but it seems like every time she walks in the room, it's like, oh, here comes this bitch. Look at all the old episodes. Go on YouTube and look at the episodes. And if you have AMC Plus, you can go look at all 7 seasons of the Braxton Family Values. And y'all tell me how y'all feel in the comments. Every time Tamar has walked in the room, it's like, oh, this bitch is coming. But we need her to make the show pop, so I guess she gotta come. That's the look they give her, even down to Tony Braxton. Even down to Tony. So I'm just waiting for this season to start. I hope Ashley is on the season, or if she's not on the season, go do an episode with your auntie. If you gonna, I feel like if she's gonna sit down with anybody, it should be Tamar because Tamar has a platform for her to sit down on. But I feel like they wanted the show for the Braxtons. They wanted the ratings. They wanted the ratings for their show. And I believe they didn't want Tamar to do it because, like she just told Tamar to her face, your podcast is the chitlin circuit. And it's too small of a platform. I'm telling y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Just because Tony is supposed to be the Braxton that's up there and the star and that don't mean she don't be lying. Tony has sat here and lied right to our very faces for years. But like I said, y'all go, and today is Friday. Y'all go on YouTube. If you got AMC, like I said, go look at it. But I'm telling y'all what I know. And what I know is, this is what I know. What I know is that this season is going to be crazy. And this season is going to even be more crazy if Ashley does not appear. And I'm not talking about the last episode or 5 minutes of the last episode. I need her to be in at least like 2 episodes. Because here's the thing. If she's in one, they're going to drag it. She's not going to really have nothing to say. And they're going to cut it up and clip it up like they always do with these shows. I need her to be in like at least 3 episodes. I need her to talk to her auntie. I'm sorry. And being that Tamar has said that she's been touched, she already has that bond with her aunt. Go talk to your aunt, Ashley. Let's see how this season of Braxton Family Values comes out, y'all. I'm here for it if y'all here for it. My name is Eve the Weave. Please like, share, and subscribe. Happy Friday to y'all. Later.